We're calling the school board building committee to order on August 1st, 6 p.m. First order is call to order. Roll call, please.
Member Bollier?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Member Bollier?
Here.
Member Cusimano?
Here.
Member Bellows?
Here.
Member Kamari?
Present.
Member Downs? Member Harrington? Here. Member McGowan? Here.
All right, we have a quorum. Those able, please rise to the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, item B, consent for agenda, looking for approval of our previous meeting minutes.
Motion.
Second. Motion by Mr. Cusimanos, a second by Mr. Kamari. Any comment or discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. Moving on to general business, Mr. Letourneau, administration update.
Alrighty, this first set of pictures, I don't know how many of you know that we let Community Action Program use our facility in the summer to make lunches for our students and many other towns, actually. They serve a lot of people out of the middle school this year. But this is like one day setup for them. That's how much stuff they're moving. I just thought this was kind of interesting. Oops. One button too many. That's the amount of coolers they fill and bring to off-sites every day. So I think that's a good thing. They appreciate it and they help us and we give them a little bit of space. All right, on to custodial. All our summer cleaning is on or ahead of schedule. We did a major overhaul in the art rooms at RMS. We had to install all new ceiling tile in them because it's against fire code to paint your ceiling tiles, and art students like to do that. So we're working with principals to maybe not let that happen anymore because we got about $2,000 in ceiling tile this year. But as soon as you paint them, they don't meet fire code anymore. So we're trying to get the word out that we can't do that anymore. Grounds, fence lines, we've got them cleared back at Chamberlain and William Allen. So we've got the poison ivy problem under control, so we won't be creeping out into the playgrounds again this year. We're working on the ball fields, get them ready to put to bed. Legion ball's almost done with the varsity field. And, we'll be putting them to sleep probably in another 4 weeks. Band camp starts on Sunday. I don't know if anybody noticed, but we painted a football field and hash marks out on the lower field. I think it's 20 to 20 yard with the hash marks because that's what they use to practice on. And we painted that with our new GPS paint. I don't know if you notice how much brighter it is, but it's night and day over what we were painting last year. It looks really good. Maintenance. Let's see, we're doing an emergency repair to the grease trap in the Spalding kitchen. At the end of the school year, it backed up. When we got it opened up, it was rusted out. Called around all my vendors, couldn't find anybody willing to do it because it's a grease trap in a concrete floor, no basement. So we got to cut the concrete, jackhammer it out, hope there's good plumbing under there. So that's going on. It'd be done before school starts, but it was a little expensive. Oh yeah, my forklift's broken, motor's at the machine shop. No big deal. The oil pressure relief valve seized up. It made 150 pounds and blew out every seal in the motor. Didn't hurt the motor. It's just got to be resealed. So that was good. And we're almost done putting furniture together from the end of the year purchases. 2 of my summer guys have been going out every day. We have them going into the schools and putting furniture together. So it's coming. Spalding High School Band and Chorus. So they're hanging sheetrock right now. Rough floors are in, walls are up, sheetrock's going in. This is just a close view of one of the interior walls between the two practice rooms. It's a 12-inch wall full of insulation with double 5/8 sheetrock on each side. So should be fairly soundproof and make the quality of what they do in there a little bit better, I hope. I hope we don't do that just to spend money. But yeah, the walls are full of insulation all the way to the ceiling deck. There's one of the practice rooms getting finished out. That one in the corner is their storage, one of their storage closets in the new space. The only vendor available to buy cabinetry from is being difficult, but it shouldn't stop us from building out the space and having them in there using it. So their entrance might be on the floor or wherever they gotta be, but right now it looks like the space will be 100%.
Yeah, well, while we're on that, I know we had an issue with the floor in that room.
Yep.
Right? As far as the subfloor, what have we done to make sure that that's not going to affect it? Has that been addressed, or I'm sure it has been, but how has it been addressed?
Right here is this is the new subfloor top.
Yeah.
Then there's a layer, this is 3/4 ACX, there's a layer of concrete backer board, 1/2 inch. Then 3/4 ACX underneath it on top of pressure treated sleepers bolted to the concrete deck. The old floor is completely gone. All the new walls come down to the subfloor, they're not pinned on top of the new floor. So everything's gonna do what it's supposed to do.
Okay. All right, so it's got room, I know, I'm sure it was part of this. I just
Yeah,
want to recap of how that
Yeah,
big
so
issues could be.
what caused the major problem was when they remodeled it, they brought all the walls down on top of the old floor, pinned it in place, and then it couldn't move. So that's all got ripped out, and this is all brand new framing on concrete. And it walks really well.
While we're at this, is there any questions for Mr. Oterno through items 1, 2, 3? Hearing none, please continue, sir.
Air quality improvement project.
Excuse me, Mr. Oterno, after each one of these, I'm just gonna pause if they have any
Yeah,
questions,
just
so then we don't lose our place.
Keep me under control.
I got you covered, sir.
Air quality improvement project, it's on schedule. We should be firing up the last 2 machines next week. This is the second floor hallway in the water wing, which would be the new addition on this side. This is a typical classroom setup. Picture doesn't do it justice, but this is a row of radiant ceiling panels, that's the heat. This is the new dehumidified air intake, and over here will be the return air. So, typical room, typical classroom.
Any questions on the air quality improvement? Mr. Phillips?
It's really not about the project, but are you, I thought you did it last meeting we had to, are you calling it the water wing?
We call it the old, it was the only wing in that school that ran on hot water heat.
I get it, okay.
Everything else was steam. So if you had to go work on something, you went to the water wing,
I see.
or you went to the steam side.
Is that the Wakefield Street side or?
Yes, the 92 edition,
Is the water wing?
yeah.
Cafeteria areas.
Yeah, so technically it's what, the northwest side,
Okay.
but it was all, this is what we called it. And it's probably it's gonna be the water wing in 100 years when nobody knows why.
Yeah.
District camera upgrade.
Or do you have the window film?
Window film is done except for the Reach building and Gonic. And that should be next week.
Perfect. Camera upgrade?
Camera upgrade. Almost all the wires pulled. We got in 3 servers this week that our IT department's working on. They're set up by the vendor, but our people work on it a little bit to get it to fit in. So I took one of them to Maple Street because I want to get that system running as soon as I can. And then the next one will be McClellan. They're all wired and cameraed and named, and we just need to put the server and the switch in to get that one running. And probably go to the middle school after that. And I think we need 4 more servers that are all scheduled to come in. We got them to promise us 3 servers right off. And then the rest will come in. But the hard work will be done. All the cameras will be in, the wires in, except for Spalding and the tech center. So that's gonna have to go as one big project. We gotta get through these 2 projects first. So I don't know, we'll talk to administration, see if they wanna do some work during the school year, or if they wanna wait till next summer. You know, a week's vacation isn't gonna help that project, it's just too big. I think Spalding's slated for 105 cameras. Yeah, so a week isn't gonna help that project any. But we'll get that scheduled when.
So is there any questions regarding the camera upgrade? Sounds good. Keep it going, Mr. Turner.
Maple Street parking lot, wrapped up today. Except for hydro seeding and a couple signs, and that'll happen. Hydro seeding Saturday when teachers' cars aren't there. And signs will be next week, but the parking lot is done. So this is looking out the right side with the long parking lot on the right where the playground used to be. So we got 18 spaces down there, along with 6 out front, and we gained 3 or 4 in the street. And so far, I mean, the contractor says a lot of neighborhood people have stopped in and they love this project. It's gonna get everybody out of the street, out of the way. So, and it's gonna make the fire department happy because there's no way we could have gotten a fire truck in there or an ambulance. So it's a nice project. Like I said, it went a little over budget because we did some tower work and, well, it wasn't really over budget. We had the money, it just went a little over the price.
Mr. Queer.
So, just looking forward, I'm sure the neighborhood people are happy, that they're off the street, but I kind of foresee a problem in the winter months. 'Cause
Yeah, we're gonna have to post it. It'll be permanent parking only.
They're gonna be in there to get their cars off the street
Yeah,
during the snow event.
We run into it all the
And
time.
they're gonna be a hindrance to you guys.
And we're used to it in that neighborhood anyway. They used to park in what we did have.
Yeah.
They usually know the sound of our plows and they come out and move because they know I give them 5 minutes and call the police and call.
It's gonna be very convenient for a snowstorm, I think.
Yeah, so all our lots are posted permit parking only, and we don't issue permits. You know, if somebody wants to park there, they're on their own.
Yep.
As long as they're gone before I see them, before I need that space,
Okay.
I don't get too worked up about it. But when it's time to plow, we just have them towed. And it's usually only the first storm, then they remember.
The old playground that was there, was it like in bad condition where we had to get rid of it, or what?
No, that playground's still there.
Oh, so it just.
There was no playground on this side, that was just
Oh.
dirt and rock.
Okay, cool, cool.
So they have all the play space they had, they still have their outdoor classroom area. I'm gonna try to grow some grass on this side. From here to here is about 30 feet. They spread loam on it, we're gonna try to grow some grass on it, we'll water it, see what happens. But as soon as we take the snow fence down and the kids play on it, the grass will probably be dead, but we're gonna try it.
Any other questions on the Maple Street? Thank you. Rochester Middle School paving, sir.
Next, week after next, Dig Safe was there today. The company's all set to do it. And shouldn't be nothing should happen with that. It's a pretty straightforward grinding. Lay down new pavement. Hopefully it will be that simple.
McCollum School, any questions on that one? Perfect. McCollum School playground, saw the one gentleman digging a hole the other day.
Yeah, apparently that's, hasn't been a very good vendor to deal with. But it's getting done.
Will it be done before the beginning?
Yeah, it'll be done, but the guy's been difficult. I haven't seen the guy that got the contract yet. He's had 2 dirt guys there, this one guy putting in structures. It's one of them things that I'd love to tell him to just do his job, but the job will stop. So,
Yeah. We need that.
and just one thing I want to tell, just back to the Maple Street, this MC Bill that did that job has been terrific.
That's awesome.
They came in, they hit the job with everything they said they would, they did everything they said they'd do, and they got it done when they'd said they'd have it done.
And even with that expansion area, correct?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yes, Mrs. Harrington.
Is that company also doing the middle school project? Paving?
No, well, the same paving company is. That paving company worked for MC Build on this job,
Okay.
which is why they took the middle school for a little less, because they were already gonna be in town. So, same paver.
So back to the playground, any questions from the committee? No? All right. I think we have cafeteria emergency repair at Swan.
Yeah,
Did you already mention that one?
yeah, I mentioned that, but,
Oh, the grease, okay. That was the grease trap, thank you.
so, it'll be done.
Perfect.
Problem with that is if we didn't do it now, it may not happen,
You're gonna-
but if it goes bad, we're closing the kitchen for a week.
Yeah, it's in the necessity. Any questions for Ms. Letourneau? Yes, Mr. Bello.
Just a couple comments, actually.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Turtle, thank you for sharing the picture of, I think you said it was community partners.
Yeah.
Do the
Community Action Program.
community action program. I think it's awesome that that's happening there, and it's important, I think, that the community knows that our schools, our buildings are community resources, whether we're doing basketball in the gyms in the afternoon, or we're using them for childcare or other programming, and so it's great to see that. And then the other thing, I want to thank you, Ms. Azar-Loza, for setting up the building tours that we did last week. That was really informative and interesting, and I hope that we'll do more of those moving forward. I hope that we'll get to see all of the buildings, or people that are interested at least. This is where our students and our staff do their job, and it's important to know what's going on in all these buildings, what they look like, and yeah, so thank you for that.
Helps you people do your job. And I want to thank you, this will be my last month here, so thank you for putting up with me. And, letting me learn how to do this, and now I'm going to go back to being with my family at night.
But you beat me to it, but under other, I was, as we are now moving to other, just want to thank you for filling in during this time. I know you are gonna get back to what you do every day, 9 to 5, and as you mentioned, your family at night, but obviously with the transition to the new operations director, I know you're gonna support him great.
Yeah, so things are going to change in my department. We'll see how and when. I figure this, I mean, it takes me 3 days to show this district to a vendor, and they only have to work on one thing.
Yeah. It's gonna be a while to get to
So
speed.
he's got a learning curve ahead of him,
Cool.
but he's got enough good people working for him, he should be okay.
Well, good news, sir. So thank you.
Have a nice night.
Is there any questions while Jim is still standing here before he runs out the door and gets home to dinner? Anything under other? Jim, thank you. Seeing no other, moving to public comment. Is there anyone from the public to address the committee? Seeing public list area. Item F, adjournment. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Kamari, second by Mrs. Harrington. There's no discussion involved. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it.